Hello, my name is Rihanna, and I chose the subject on hot button words and how they make us feel. I decided to do this based on an anonymous survey I created. I wanted as little bias as possible when taking the survey, so I started with 30 words or word groups, examples being LGBTQ+, Muslim, pro-life, and Christmas, along with 10 phrases, examples being Make America Great Again, Will Not Rest, and War on Christmas. I followed this up with 6 demographic questions, including gender, sexual orientation, and age. I asked those taking the survey to please rate the following words and phrases and how they make you feel with the scales provided. This was followed up with no additional instructions. The scales went from very negative to very positive, with all the options in between. There was no option not to answer a question. The sources I used to find a deeper understanding of the results were focused on the role language plays in our political environment, along with the role language has on our emotions. These helped me form the idea that we do not put enough emphasis on the connection between emotions and words. I learned about word clouds as well, and how in different areas the same question could bring different words to mind. An example of this was when given the phrase social justice and what it means to them. A wide variety of words were given, but none crossed bubbles when asked of groups in rural and urban areas. My goal of this survey was to see how closely the answers followed preconceived lines that I had and that I assumed people would take, or if words didn't make people feel anything. I had 51 people answer the survey, and that broke down into 36 females, 14 males, and 1 non-binary. For political affiliation, 12 people had said left, 20 middle, 6 right, and 13 either said other or they preferred not to say. Sexual orientation, 13 people identified as straight. That's 35 people identified as straight. 13 said they were bisexual or pansexual, and 2 said asexual, and 1 said either they were gay or a lesbian. I had some surprising results, an example being I had an answer from 25 Christians, but only 3 felt negatively about LGBTQ+. And then some not so surprising results given our political environment was that 11 people felt negative about the word Muslim. Some additional results I had were for Electoral College, 18 people were neutral, while 18 said negative and 15 said positive. Dreamers, 41 people were positive, 7 neutral, and 3 negative. Obama, 18 said positive, 9 said neutral, and 14 said negative. A huge point of my study is that I feel that politicians and news media use our feelings and target those with words. They also use words to swing us to see groups in a different light. A good example would be Muslim. That word in itself is not negative, yet over 20% of those surveyed felt negative about it. Now put that word in a certain context with tone and body language, and it takes on a whole new meaning. As we learned in Mod 5, language is a symbol, but more so we as a society and individuals take on our own acquisitions and connotations of the word, and we develop feelings around a single word where if we look at the definition, holds none. I think this speaks on a larger scale about the responsibility those in power with the ability to affect masses have, and how they may be irresponsible with it. But on a smaller scale, it may help us stop and think, why does a single word make me feel this way? And examine our own bias and connotations, and if that's something that we need to change within ourselves. Thank you for your time.